Next is imagery. Imagery is mere imagination. You are not actually playing it. So when the sportsman is onto the ground, there is an injury. Now when there is an injury, the athlete cannot play, but the athlete can play through imagery, the imagination of the whole match. And the complete training can work according to it. Right equipments, if they are not available or the practice is not possible for some reason, then again imagery works good. And sometimes when you want to do quick practice, so rapid practice, then again we use imagery. So imagery rests on a principle that one can exercise these parts of brain with the input from the imagination rather than from other senses. So we need to focus on imagination rather than any other senses. Okay, so imagination is the key driving force, and we need to understand with the help of coordination of muscles what to do, how the imagination should be developed, and that's the sole way to understand it. Now this imagery allows us to practice and prepare us for various events. It prepares us psychologically, it prepares us physically, and it also brings in certain segments of the play in front of you where you could perform good, where you could lose your performance, and gives you a pre-performance experience. So it's a pre-experience you are exposed to through imagery, because under imagination you can consider through creativity from your right brain, as we understood, you can consider various combinations. In which scenario this situation can happen, in which scenario this situation could happen, if the ball comes to this angle, what would be my angle of strike? So all those are complex things that could be understood through imagery, which on a real ground cannot always be possible. And this kick starts your stage for performance and helps you to focus and refocus well. Simulation is training all parts of the player's brain and to prepare them for a real playground situation. So the imagery relies solely on imagination. However, simulation relies on manipulation of the training environment. So we manipulate the training environment. Okay, so manipulation of the training environment is again important. Now simulation gives confidence to handle anything that comes up, and it helps us to develop well practiced skill to handle any kind of challenge, to boost our stamina, to boost our confidence level, and to perform even when you are not physically fit 100%. And therefore simulation actually plays a very crucial role. For example, you have to play match in Africa. The climate is extremely warm, but you are from North America where it is extremely cold. Now the player needs to adjust to the new weather surroundings. So under the simulation model in North America, there would be an artificial playground which would be created, which would have temperature requirements similar to what would be the situation of the playground in Africa, and therefore it creates a manipulation of the training environment. With this manipulated training environment, the person now is able to handle that level of physical stress, the poor physical condition, and the poor physical condition for that person indeed, because for others it's perfectly fine. For those living in Africa, that climate is perfectly fine, but for a person coming from North America to the region of Africa, with that change in the climate, it's extremely physical condition change that the person has to fit in.